We are not mere creators of trinkets and insignificant baubles. Toys change the world.
Whether he's trying to inspire inventors at the Toy and Game Industry Awards show, or making an entrance from behind a wall at his offices outside Chicago.
Welcome to Lund & Company Invention,
where industry heavyweights like Hasbro go, hoping to license his next big hit, like his big winner from 2006, TMX Elmo. Lund didn't invent Tickle Me Elmo, but for the toy's 10th anniversary in '06, Fisher-Price asked him to figure out how to make Elmo move in new, hilarious ways. Lund's masterful engineering produced such a big hit, they hardly needed ads to sell 1 million of them at about $40 a piece in less than 4 months during the '06 holiday rush.
He just makes everybody laugh.
In 2007, TMX was named Toy of the Year.
If I haven't said thank you before, Elmo, I do want to say thank you now.
TMX Elmo, with the biggest single pre-ship launch in the company's history, helped Fisher-Price grow its fourth quarter sales 16% back in '06. Lund won't say exactly what he earned, but 5% of wholesale is the industry standard. It's safe to say Lund laughed all the way to the bank, but it's not all fun and games.
I thought after all these years, this would get easier to do. It doesn't get easier. It's harder, for God's sake.
You'd think he'd be on Easy Street with a long client list and a bunch of patents to his name. But Lund is more of a survivor than anything else. In a notoriously secretive business, sales meetings are a kabuki dance of stutter steps and feints, as inventor and toy company try to find the path to better, simpler, and less expensive toys.
Fisher-Price is in that room right now, and if they hear me telling you, yeah, I invented that product, I'm going to get a lot of crap from them.
It's never been easy for Lund. He didn't exactly inherit his dad's talents for tinkering with electronics.
All I managed to do was dial the knobs on the oscilloscope until the thing went zzz, and smoke came out the top, and that was the end of that.
And he always had a thing for rockets, which paid off when toy maker Estes bought a concept he developed in 2000, a hydrogen-fueled rocket he based on a 7th grade science lesson.
Batteries, a little tank of water, a tube, a little rocket, which is basically a tube with fins, and some way to spark it. When we first launched, you go, wow, that's cool.
Lund says it was the first advance in toy rockets in almost 50 years. He even won an award from NASA and a deal with the U.S. Army to research its potential for use in a non-lethal weapon.
It's like the closest thing they've ever found to a phaser.
Not bad for a biology major who couldn't find a job in the recessionary 1970s. He tried making leather goods and later studied design in Chicago. But he had no offers and no plan.
It never occurred to me, where would one work if you wanted to be an inventor? I couldn't get a job because I couldn't draw a stick, according to my professor.
Down to his last $200, a friend suggested he apply at a Chicago toy design studio, the legendary Marvin Glass & Associates. Lund had never heard of them, but this was the big time. They made 1960s hits like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Operation, and Mousetrap.
It's 50 people and they're inventing stuff all day, every day. And in a week or two I realized, this is it. I've landed in the perfect spot.
He stayed there for 5 years until he realized he'd be much happier running his own shop in 1984.
I had an electric drill that was my father's, and a stand and an X-Acto knife. I mean, I had nothing.
An agent helped him make an early sale, a 3D board game called Fireball Island. It was 2 long years of what he calls a threadbare existence before it hit the market. Then he overheard buyers at New York's Toy Fair talking about it.
And they were talking about what's hot this year, and then one of them said the other, well, Fireball Island is on fire. So I thought, oh, well, that's good to hear. And then when we started getting our royalty checks, it's like, oh, yeah, this is working. It's like, we're saved. You know, how many we sold? I don't know. But I know it must have been millions.
As is usually the case in the toy business, there have been more misses than hits. But what's worse, according to Lund, is making a sale only to have the toy company go belly up before it can pay him, which leads to belt-tightening, even going without a salary himself. No 2 years in the toy business are the same.
The new Mickey Mouse that we got this year that does breakdancing, so it'll get 1 year, we'll hope for the best, and then it'll be replaced by another one. And so It's like starting over every year. And Thomas Edison reportedly said, I don't know if it's true or not, 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. This is where the perspiration takes place.
Using old school lathes, a drill press, and more recently a 3D printer programmed by computers, Lund's team improved iconic lines like G.I. Joe, Barbie, and Winnie the Pooh. They even developed the color Etch-a-Sketch. Their originals include Vac-Man from the early 1990s, but Lund's biggest winner was that 10th anniversary update of Tickle Me Elmo, TMX, a study in complex simplicity.
It's a careful orchestration of speed, inertia, weight distribution, timing, to do things that nobody's ever done before with toys. I describe it as a 5-year exploration of a hinge, and that culminated in TMX Elmo.
The hinge evolved from a product called Baby Go Boom, a relative bust for Lund, to a more successful cartwheeling Tigger. Then Fisher-Price asked Lund to work on TMX and, in a stroke of genius, hid the new Elmo behind a cloak of secrecy in the months before its September 2006 release.
The question we asked ourselves was what would extreme laughter look like? And so probably TMX Elmo did more with less than any toy ever.
Fisher-Price rejected Lund's first try, and hearing him explain what happened next is a little like getting inside the vault at Lund's offices, home to thousands of his trade secrets.
And they said, but it has to do more. They wanted it to lie on the floor and pound its hand on the floor. Time and again, we have found that we're able to do things that I personally think are impossible. I think when we saw it do all that it did, you just go, wow, people are going to love this.
And Lund has been spreading good cheer, playing Santa Claus with a little help from his team for more than 20 years at Big Brothers Big Sisters of metropolitan Chicago.
These elves here are the best freaking elves on the planet, I gotta tell you.
Giving out toys with a sense of purpose.
Then there are examples like Frank Lloyd Wright, who talks about a set of building blocks that he played with. And that's why he became an architect. And the Wright brothers were given a flying toy by their father, and that began their lifelong interest in flight. Those children grow up to be adults, and as adults, they make contributions that can change the world. That's the power of toys.